Hey guys, welcome to the weekly poll, and we're fucking exhausted. We're too tired to make a bit. So we're just gonna get right into this. Hope you guys have had a good week, and this is a pretty good week for comics. I'm not gonna lie. So first up, what's for you, Elias?
First up for me this week, I got Ghost Rider number 11. Following the Shadow Country arc ending, I'm really curious to see where they're going. The Ghost Rider book shows no signs of stopping, so I'm excited to see what the next arc is. Obviously going to be featuring Danny Ketch because we saw him at the end of the last issue. And yeah, just very excited to see what we got.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Danny. Danny, last time we saw him, he was the Spirit of Penance.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be interesting to see. I doubt that he's going to stay that character, to be honest, but I think it should affect his Ghost Rider form. I'd be very surprised if it didn't at all.
Yeah, I'm hoping that there's some update to it and they, make it still have that continuity. I just don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, it should be interesting. First up for me is Hereward number 1. This is a Boom Studios comic, which, I mean, hey, I always love Boom Studios. They're usually always consistent with their stuff. And apparently this is a slasher slash horror movie, almost like a Candyman-esque style.
Okay.
So I'm actually excited. The art looks great. And yeah, I mean, the name alone, honestly, something about the cover and the name just really catches my eye.
Cool. Next up for me, I got Red Goblin number 1. Whoever thought we would have 2 books featuring goblins in them at the same time? Much
Not
less
me.
any goblin books at all. Right now we got Gold Goblin and Red Goblin. Red Goblin is featuring Normie Osborn, the youngest Osborn, and hopefully will give us some good insight to how he's going to behave with this symbiote. Good old Dylan Brock said, "Here you go, put this on," and hopefully it doesn't destroy you. Good luck with that.
Yeah,
so,
my question is this like an offset of Carnage, or is this just a completely different symbiote that you just gave
I
him? Because
I
like,
think he just went into Life Foundation's lab and grabbed a symbiote, but it was so random in the Dark Web in the Venom issue where he was just pulled it out that they didn't really show.
because on the League of Comic Geek site it says just Carnage, and it's like, I don't know about that, my guy.
Yeah, well, it's only because it's the offshoot of the Carnage symbiote, like the original Red Goblin. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I also didn't like.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot of variants.
I don't like the current design for him, at least in the Venom book. I hope to get rid of more of the white so that more of the red shows off.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll update a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm surprised that they're giving him his own book. They must have something important to say. The team is not anything involved with Ram V or anything, so
Yeah, it's
hopefully
definitely
the editor
weird.
is going to be paying attention to this because at this point, any symbiote is very important for the whole Venom universe. So I hope that this is done well.
Next up for me is Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. So far, this has been a really interesting series. Basically, we've been dealing with 2 different Jokers. We don't know which one's the real Joker. We have hints that one Joker might be a regular man that got literally brainwashed and plastic surgery just to pretend to be a Joker, and just to kind of diving off the 3 Joker storyline where it's like he would get someone and just make them into the Joker
Right.
by just breaking their brain. And right now, it's us trying to figure out who is the real Joker, and it's Jason going after him.
Okay.
Jason's trying to stop him, trying to understand how is he in 2 places at the same time? Because on one case, this Joker, the one that we're following, that's the main Joker, at least the one that protagonist, is in Gotham. And then the other one is in the Las Vegas, and basically has declared a war on all gangs.
Wow.
And is basically like, y'all all serve me. I'm no longer going small time, I'm going big time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's pretty interesting to see where are we going to go with this.
Nice. Yeah, that's an exciting series. I definitely should check that out at some point.
It's wild, man. It's honestly wild. It's mind bending, to say the least.
Cool. Next up for me, I got Poison Ivy number 9. Um, Always excited to get a new installation in this arc. Looks like we're gonna be finally meeting up with Harley Quinn and exploring their relationship again. They've in this series they've sort of hinted that it ended poorly between the two of them, and Ivy just was so set in her mission that she sort of left Harley behind. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun issue. I'm very excited to see their relationship rekindled, and maybe she'll either join Ivy on her mission or maybe offer some resistance. But either way, I'm very excited to read this issue.
Yeah, I kind of love that we've had time to really just sit down with Ivy as a character.
Yeah,
Because as I stated before, I feel like Poison has kind of become just Ivy's girlfriend, and I really always hate when when a character gets boiled down to the person they're dating.
yeah,
So it's been amazing that we've got Ivy so fleshed out now, and now I think is a perfect time for us to get Harley and really just get both of them and their chemistry. I think it could
exactly,
easily be pulled off.
exactly. Yeah, this is you know well paced, I think.
Next up for me is Daredevil number 8. This is it. This is the issue we've been waiting for. At long last, war. We are getting Daredevil versus Punisher, and yeah, this is the big confrontation we've all been waiting for.
Very
It
hype.
should be interesting. Last issue we had one of Daredevil's part of the fists, one of Daredevil's men basically be like, I can't do this anymore. I need to leave. I need to see my kid. And he goes to see his kid, and his kid is kidnapped. And then he gets ambushed by hand ninjas who all to tell Daredevil, come at us or we're gonna kill the kid.
Mm.
And Matt doesn't care. Matt says, like, I know Frank won't kill a kid, but we can't delay any longer. We need to put him down now.
Yeah, because
Which
honestly, they like he knows that Frank wouldn't do something like that, but at the same time, like they don't truly know how tainted he is by the beast's power now, so it's
exactly.
not worth risking.
Exactly. Which I think is very interesting that like at least Matt knows him enough to be like, yeah, no, he wouldn't kill a kid. He's just using it just to get me there, but nonetheless it works. And I've been loving this Punisher book. I mean, I've been loving the Punisher book, and I've been liking a lot of what Chip Zdarsky is doing with Daredevil. I feel like this new ever since number 1 has kind of been a little bit off, like feeling wise, compared to the previous parts, but I feel like it's been building up to this, and I feel like this is going to be the grand culmination of everything that he's been building up to.
Yeah, nice, cool. Very hyped to see that. Next up for me, I have the final issue of Namor Submariner Conquered Shores. This is number 5. Been a very enjoyable Christopher Cantwell run of a
So
possible
good.
future where Namor is basically not him reigning specifically, but Atlantis reigns supreme on this land. And yeah, this has been really cool. We got a meeting with the androids last issue with Jim Hammond and Machine Man as well. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how they're going to wrap this up. He basically killed Jim at the end of the issue and realized, that he had once again succumbed to his anger. This has been a really spectacular series art-wise, as
Yeah.
well as story, and yeah,
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I've been loving the characterization of Frankenstein, Human Torch, Namor, Cap. It's honestly been great. And
Frankenstein's monster was a really cool
yeah,
character in
sorry,
the book too.
Frankenstein's monster. Sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, it's been great. I've been really liking it, and yeah, like you said, it's been a great character dive. I think the best part for me last issue was definitely when Jim Hammond was like, "I feel cold," and Namor's like, "You're literally on fire. Like, how are you cold?" And he's like, "I can't feel it. I'm just like, it was like, oh god, that's really deep.
Yeah, that was a really cool moment.
Yeah. Next up for me is Static Shadows of Dakota. This got fucking pushed back a lot.
Yeah, right.
I even had this
Jeez,
on my weekly poll like weeks ago, and
damn.
then it got delayed the next day, and I was angry because I put it on my weekly poll and I had to upload it and everything, knowing that it wouldn't be viable anymore. But yeah, and we finally got it. It's in the stores now. Static Shadows of Dakota. As I said before in our last weekly poll when I talked about this, um, I love Static. I love the character, and I love Ebony. Ebony's such a cool. I mean, Ebon. He's such a cool character. He can meld into Shadow, and he loves basically playing on everyone's emotions, like gang
Mm,
emotions and civilian emotions, just to really gain power.
mm-hmm.
And it's basically him realizing that, oh, just because no one's giving me power doesn't mean I can't take it for myself. And I love this current look for Static. I love the milestone universe that they've been doing recently. And I mean, this is the 30th anniversary now, this year, which is
Wow.
wild to think about. But yeah, I love. I cannot sing the praises for the art enough, and I cannot sing the praises for the fucking redesign because not only did they perfectly catch everything that we love from the Static TV show, the animated show, but they also took the original run and gave it the love that it deserved with nods in the costume itself. The baseball cap, the gloves, the little racing stripes. Like it's the perfect meld between the two.
Nice. Yeah,
But yeah, I'm excited.
very cool. Glad to see him back in the spotlight.
Oh yeah.
So my last pick, the most anticipated for me this week, is Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants #1. Um, Mr. Ewing and Paco Medina are going to be working on this book together. Um, this is going to be personally my most anticipated book out of the Sins of Sinister like spin-off tie-in books. I'm really curious to see how she um, continues to retaliate against Sinister. She just basically met up with Destiny and Mystique at the end of the last issue. So I'm very, very curious and very excited to see where this particular book takes us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this. It seems very very interesting, and I mean, I've been loving the Sins of Sinister event so far, so I'm excited to see where this goes, how Storm handles it, and how she deals with the fact that all her friends are basically dead right now.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see if there's any other mutants left, or if it's really just the three of them that are the Brotherhood now. But maybe we'll get some other cool reveals.
Well, we still have Araco, which is still the thing.
Mm, well, not based on the tagline of the book. It says Mars has been destroyed.
Oh, yikes.
So,
well, yikes.
which I mean makes sense that would be his next move, but
yeah, that does make sense.
yeah.
It should be interesting either way.
The interesting thing about the tie-in books, what Storm, Nightcrawlers, and Immoral X-Men, is that supposedly each issue is going to be jumping another grand period of time. So this is supposed to be 10 years in, and then the issue 2 is going to be 100, and the next one's going to be 1,000 years.
So this is really diving deep into like time wise.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's going to be interesting to see how each issue jumps. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this book.
I like that this is going to take a while for them to resolve.
Yeah. We're going to see, I guess, how bad it can get.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Number one for me though this week is Gotham City Year One, #5. I caught up on this over the weekend, and Tom King, man, he does not miss, does he? One, Slam Bradley is a fucking badass character. The main character is a character from the OG Detective Comics that Tom King is basically repurposing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically a murder mystery about taking basis from the Lindbergh baby case. If you know about that, I think I was telling Elias a little bit about it, but if you don't know, basically, it's the reason that the New Jersey State Troopers started. Someone kidnapped a baby, left a ransom note. When they were leaving, they fell and squished the baby, and the baby died. And then they kept on trying to get the ransom by pretending that the baby was still alive, even though it wasn't. And the police found out the body, and then just kidnapped or just got the guy eventually. And this is basically about this story is technically in canon. It's not even a Black Label book, actually,
Oh, okay.
which is weird. Like usually you would think it's a Black Label book, but it's actually not.
Well, you said it takes place in like what, like early 1900s Gotham.
Yeah, so I would say 1930s, 1940s.
Okay.
So it's following Bruce's grandparents,
Uh huh.
Patrick and Sue Wayne, and basically it's about them losing their daughter Helena Wayne to this kidnapper. This
Their
kidnapper
daughter's
drew a
named
bat
Helena
symbol.
Wayne too.
What?
Their daughter's named Helena Wayne too.
Yep.
Oh,
Helena
interesting.
is apparently a very frequent name.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Helena is a pretty common name in general, so I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's not.
what?
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
It's not a common name.
Helena? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like I was wrong. I was like, what?
Just no.
Sorry. Oh, it was Constance Wayne. Patrick Wayne and Constance Wayne is the grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. It's been a great series so far. Constance is an interesting character. Slam is basically a cop that hates corruption and fucking hates racism.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually revealed last issue that he's the reason that Crime Alley got its name.
Oh.
He beat up the commissioner in an alley so much that he quit the next day and he could never recover. And it was
Wow.
the one place where the police couldn't keep an eye on.
Uh-huh.
And because of that, they started calling it Crime Alley because he beat up the commissioner there and got away with it.
Huh.
Like the commissioner never found out it was him.
Okay.
And he literally says, like, if I didn't do that, crime would not be as high as it is in Gotham. That was the beginning of the end.
Huh.
And it's like very interesting for him to be like, yeah, I'm the reason that Gotham is shit right now.
Huh.
Like if I didn't like the commissioner was awful, but he did his job. If I
Right.
didn't fuck with him, we would have been fine.
Huh. Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a great book. Highly recommend. The art is fantastic, and yeah, and this story is all being narrated to Bruce Batman by an older Slam Bradley.
No. Okay.
So it's very interesting to see Bruce as Batman being like, okay, and what happened next, being like questioning what's happening and everything.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, no, great series, and we got one more issue after this one.
Okay. Cool. 6-issue run.
But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed. Like, subscribe, support your local comic shop, and read comics. See you next week.